All right, so Bubba, it looks like every single day we're going to have.
Well, I told you we're seeing a pattern.
My goodness,
of more and more stuff come out.
That's a big deal.
Rick, if this had happened in 1980, it would have stopped traffic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we have a former president sit down and say, "Yeah, we got some things out there we don't know what it is." I mean, confirmed all this stuff, even though we're seeing the footage ourselves.
Well, Bubba, you're making this point, and the comedian that I can never think of his name that's really funny that Helmsley has a connection to. I'll never get his name. I'll never get his name.
Tennessee kid.
You know what I wish? Yeah. I wish he would go back to the way things were in the 40s when somebody would have a name, and then whoever was the people who discovered you, they would change your name to something everybody could remember.
Right, right.
You know what I mean?
The handlers.
That's right. And I mean,
just call him the Tennessee Kid.
The Tennessee Kid. He said that 2020 was such. He did the funny bit that he actually liked 2020. Yeah. He said, "Look, in 2020, we confirm we have UFOs. And nobody cares."
Yeah.
He said, "It got us all so beat down." Somebody says, "By the way, even presidents are saying that we see UFOs. We've seen UFOs." People are like, "Yeah, whatever. Pandemic." But now we have Obama saying it.
Rick, I think very, very forthcoming about some of this. Now he was on the Late Show, and he said, and we'll hear him say it here. He said he was curious to learn about the U.S. government's UFO secrets when he came into office in 2008. He said, "I was like, all right, is there a lab somewhere where we're keeping the alien specimens in spaceships?" The answer was no. Well, you don't tell the Christmas help everything.
No.
You know what I mean?
But listen, here's this quote that's got us talking again this morning. Here it is.
The truth is that when I came into office, I asked, right? I was like, all right, is there the lab somewhere where we're keeping the alien specimens in spaceship? They did a little bit of research, and the answer was no. But what is true,
here it is,
and I'm actually being serious here, is that there's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are. We can't explain how they moved, their trajectory. They did not have an easily explainable pattern.
That's how he served 8, baby.
Yeah, he did.
Look, he
was in there for 8.
You would think the president would have access to everything, and I don't know. You would hope, and he's telling you right there that there are things, and this all started back with Trump when he went in. That a lot of folks wanted to know more about what the government knew about UFOs. Now they've renamed them, unidentified aerial phenomenons.
Wait a minute.
UAPs.
Don't be messing with the
we
name.
ain't gonna take that.
You know they did that.
They've been UFOs our whole life. Don't change it.
But the Department of Defense is supposed to release a report coming clean about everything they know.
Full
about
disclosure.
Unidentified aerial phenomenons, the sightings and the things that they know they've documented primarily by military personnel next month in June. And Rick, there's just been it's been that slow leak of information that just seems to keep picking up every day.
But you're all over this the other day when you said it. This is that thing, because the whole thing that we heard all these years was some of this stuff they didn't want to tell us because they didn't want anybody to panic.
Right.
So what they're doing now is, like Speedy said yesterday, the soft opening and the slow burn, and they're trying to get us prepared by throwing us out little tidbits as we work our way there.
They're cooking the frog a degree at a time.
That's right. Because they're like, okay, we told you about that. They don't need to freak out. I mean, President Obama just said he saw footage, and all presidents have things that we never could identify. And it goes back to the big theories that we said. Theory number 1, it's our stuff, and we do this and have done this in the past to see how the world reacts to it, so we kind of know, we can kind of counter that move or be prepared as we ease out things that we are working on. And it's our own stuff. That's 1. 2, it's other countries that are ahead of us with technology, and we're seeing their stuff. And then there's 3, and that is that this is from some other planet. And what I'm saying, I'm taking the spiritual ones out, where we've talked about that this is all a play in the spiritual realm, which I do believe a lot of the things that we've dealt with in the past and people.
Some of it may be that.
Yeah, because you can certainly see scripturally that the adversary has got to have some explanation if you're a rapture person.
Right.
And if all of a sudden the church is taken, however you think that's going to happen, pre-trib, mid-trib, post-trib, whatever, there has to be some way to explain away what just happened.
And go to a one-world government.
Yeah, and then there's
That's the only way you'll ever get that done is an attack from outside.
Apparently, we're solving the problem of a one-world currency.
Right.
We're playing games with that now. But and guys, everybody, I heard the deal yesterday about Turkey reaching out to the Russians. I look, they're easy now. I mean, it's all. Well, here's what we know, and this is the thing. Back to the spiritual realm. Here, I guess I'm always confused by, if you have a biblical worldview, do you not believe these things are going to happen? I mean, I know we don't know when they're going to happen, but it's almost like people want it. It's almost like some people with a biblical worldview think they're never going to happen. Well, they're going to happen at some point. I mean, it may not be in our lifetime. I don't know that, but when you see these things, and Jesus said that, don't be surprised by birth pains. I told you birth pains were coming. Now you don't know when the baby's coming, but you should see birth pains. Aren't we getting closer to the return of Christ? And the end of this world, we're closer to now than we were when we were little boys.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just let y'all in on that?
Well, we're 2,000 years closer. We know,
right?
And look, it may be 3,000 years in the future. We don't know.
But back to which one of these theories out of this? We know the spiritual realms. That's a whole different realm that we're dealing with.
Rick, there's a theory when you do magic, you have to distract from the hand that's actually doing the work.
Correct.
And the fact that the former president Barack Obama said, I don't know, there was no lab, there was no spaceship. But this is what we do know. Mm-hmm. I think he's saying there is a lab and specimen.
Thanks for that.
See, I wasn't going there. Thank you, Bub. Wow.
But think about that. He's giving you something, they're never going to give you 100% disclosure. That will never happen.
Thank you for that reality.
No, you're right, 100% right.
They may give you 40% to give you a meal to chew on, but they're going to hold the beat back, and you know that.
Yeah. Well,
but again, our government is pretty big and complicated. You would think the president would know everything going on, but I don't know that they know everything going on all the time.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, though. Greg, you called this one. I've noticed they do get a look on their face once they've been inside. They get that briefing, and they never look the same after that.
Well, I think there's a reason, too.
They're like shocked.
Do you know, you may not remember this, but
worse than I thought.
Do you know how
he aged in 2 days.
Do you know how the world found out that we had stealth fighters?
Oh, yeah, we've talked about
Jimmy
that.
Carter blurted it out at a press conference.
Yeah.
It was not supposed to be released.
Right. All goes back to Jimmy Carter.
Well, he did. I mean, that's factual. Now, there was rumors we had it, and there were some models out there already being made by the toy makers that were pretty close.
Yeah.
But nobody had ever said, yeah, we got one. We got one.